If you have osteoporosis, one wrong step can mean a serious fracture. But what if I told you that just a few minutes a day could dramatically improve your balance and lower your risk? In this video, I'll show you the top 3 balance exercises scientifically proven to help prevent falls and fractures, and you don't need any equipment to do them. Here's what you can expect to learn in this video. First, we'll talk about what is balance. We use that word a lot, but it's really about 3 simple things. Then, what is the exercise prescription for balance? And by that, I mean not just here are the exercises, but here's the duration, the frequency, and so on. Finally, we'll discuss the top 3 osteoporosis balance exercises. Before we jump in, who am I? My name is Igor. I'm the author of the Amazon best-selling book, Osteoporosis Reversal Secrets. As well, I run an online personal training company that specializes in osteoporosis reversal. And just so you don't think I'm some random guy on the internet with an opinion, I'm a personal trainer who actually works with clients one-on-one, and I actually see the results of these methods on people. And so here's one example. Here's Darlene, who was a jock up until the age of 46 when she was diagnosed with breast cancer. She went through the standard treatment of chemotherapy, radiation, and eventually estrogen blockers. And as a result, her cancer was kept at bay, but her bone density also went down. We were able to turn that around from the brink of osteoporosis. Here's Laura, who had a long family history of osteoporosis, including her mother, her grandmother, and so on. And of course, she had it as well. Hers was very severe. In about 1 to 2 years of training, we were able to improve her bone density by between 4 and 7% at different sites. Lastly, here is Anne, age 60 in this picture, and she was fit, ate a vegan diet, and to her surprise, but not ours, developed osteoporosis. We were able to improve her bone density in a matter of just 4 months. So that was quite a good result. So let's talk. What is balance? Balance is really the integration of 3 things. They are the eyes, what the eyes tell you, the inner ear, and the skin on the sole of your foot. Basically, these 3 things are talking at any given time and communicating with each other to make your foot adjust its position ever so slightly so that you don't fall. This all happens unconsciously, and the better your eyesight, your hearing, and the sensitivity on the skin of the sole of your foot is, the better your balance. And so how do you train balance properly? To do that, what you need to do is you need to train different head positions, eye positions, and foot positions. This is real scientific balance training. Nothing like standing on unstable objects, which is not that scientific and doesn't carry over well to real life. So, what is the exercise prescription? We need to know when it comes to exercise the dosage. The dosage is things like duration, frequency, number of sets. And so, for how long should you do balance exercises for? An entire session length should run between 10 to 15 minutes. The number of days per week, the frequency, the minimum frequency is 3 to 4 days per week. However, there is a quick precaution. Because you're training balance, during these exercises, you may lose your balance. So do these exercises inside a door frame or have a training partner, a spouse, a friend, or personal trainer help you or watch over you in case you do lose your balance so they can catch you and get you back on track. Very, very important. So let's discuss the 3 foot positions. There are three of them that you need to use in order to train your balance in a way that carries over to your life outside the gym, so to speak. One position is the tandem stance. That is simple heel toe. Now, in this picture, the woman is holding a chair, but you would do this without holding a chair, of course. Um, the other stance is a split stance. So you're still heel toe, but there should be a nice gap of about 1 to 1.5 feet between both of your feet, or 30 to 45 centimeters between both feet. And again, you could have a chair in front of you, just don't touch it for this training. And the last position is a single leg stance. This is usually the only position that people think of when they train balance, but the previous 2 positions are very, very essential as well. And so, just like with cardio or with strength training, you don't want to stay at the same level forever. You want to progress over time. You want to improve your balance, not maintain your balance. So first, all you do is just have a tandem stance, don't hold on to anything, and look in front of you. If you don't lose your balance at all in a 30-second span, you then move on to the second stage. In the second stage, you go into a tandem stance and you move your head from side to side, from side to side for 30 seconds. If you're able to not lose your balance at all for 30 seconds, you move on to this to the third stage, which is your eyes stay focused, but your head moves. This is what I call the Mona Lisa. The eyes are fixed on one point and the head moves around that point. If you do lose your balance during that time, stay there until you can do it for 30 seconds without losing your balance. Once you can do that, move on to the next progression, which is moving your head up and down. Okay. This time your head is moving with the eyes. If you can do that for 30 seconds without losing your balance, the next stage is your eyes are fixed and your head is moving around your eyes. This is the vertical Mona Lisa. Um, Again, your marker for progress is not losing your balance for 30 seconds. If you cannot maintain your balance for 30 seconds while doing these motions, stay at this level until you can do it. Now, let's say you're able to and you move on to the next progression, that would be diagonal. So going from the top right to the bottom left and the top left to the bottom right. So that's how you would move your head. Next is you do the same thing and you keep your eyes focused. So notice how we're changing the eye position while the head is moving. So either the eyes are moving with the head or the eyes are steady while the head is moving. These are all progressions of each other. And note that different stances progress at different rates. You don't have to wait for all three stances, your tandem stance, your split stance, and your single leg stance, to hit the same marker in order to progress. Some stances will go faster than other stances. In my experience, a tandem stance or a split stance will progress the fastest, and a single leg stance will progress the slowest, but you can progress each exercise individually. Don't wait for the other two stances to catch up to the fastest stance in order to progress. So how long should each progression take you? An individual progression might take you between 3 to 12 months. Okay. So there are two components of fracture risk. Component number one is breaking a bone if you fall. To help with that, what you do is, of course, strength training. You strengthen your bone so that if you fall, you don't break a bone. The other component of fracture risk is falling to begin with, and that requires balance training. So if you're less likely to fall, you're less likely to break a bone. Now, if you do fall and you're strong, you're also less likely to break a bone. The best reduction of fracture risk is a combination of strength training, balance training, which we talked about in this video, as well as jump training. Yes, jumping is very, very important for osteoporosis. There's a safe way to do it and an unsafe way to do it. I go into jumping exercises as well as strength training in greater detail in my video titled The Stronger Bones Checklist. 6 steps to improve bone density naturally. This is a special video not available on YouTube. And if you go to this link on your screen right now or in the description below, you'll be able to get this special video.